From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Manitoba's premier says he raised the issue of strengthening federal investment in the RCMP in his province during yesterday's virtual meeting with his fellow premiers and the Prime Minister. Wab Kinew and the others wanted to address the massive import tariffs U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is threatening to impose on Canada and Mexico if they don't stem the flow of illegal immigrants and drugs across the U.S. borders.
What's the downside? If we invest in law enforcement and we crack down on drug trafficking here at a time when that message might be well received in the States, at the same time, we're going to make communities safer here in Manitoba.
Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland says all levels of government must present a united front on this, and she says there are reasons to be confident in a solution. Quebec Premier François Legault says he asked Prime Minister Trudeau for a detailed plan to secure the border, but came out of the meeting without a clear answer. Legislation to create a 2-month-long GST holiday on a slew of items is expected to pass today as the Trudeau government moves to make life a little more affordable. The bill was introduced in the Commons yesterday with the help of the NDP. New Democrats only agreed to support the bill after Deputy PM Chrystia Freeland separated the GST pause from a promise to also send $250 checks to most working Canadians next spring. The Canadian Armed Forces is mourning the loss of a Canadian soldier deployed to Europe, who the military says has died of non-operational medical complications. Here's Canadian Press reporter John Kennedy.
The Canadian Armed Forces says Lieutenant Colonel Kent Miller was serving in Casto, Belgium, when he died on Monday. It says he was serving under Operation Unifier, the Armed Forces program that trains Ukrainian military and security personnel in battlefield tactics and advanced military skills. It also says he was most recently the commanding officer of 41 Combat Engineer Regiment in Alberta and had been deployed to Belgium in a planning and coordination capacity.
Ukrainian officials say Russia is engaged this morning in a massive missile and drone attack targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure. They say explosions have been occurring in cities across the country, including around the capital, Kyiv. Toronto police say a man allegedly responsible for shooting at more than 10 vehicles along Highway 401 in Mississauga on Tuesday morning was arrested last night following a carjacking attempt in Toronto's East End. Officers arrived to find a man suffering a gunshot wound and he was transported to hospital. Police say the suspect tried to flee in the victim's car but was chased down by officers and taken into custody. Police confirm the man they arrested was the same suspect wanted for Tuesday morning's highway shootings. No one was seriously hurt in those. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, there were lots of Canadian teams on the ice in NHL action last night. The Ottawa Senators held on for a 4-3 win over San Jose, despite taking only 11 shots. Nick Suzuki scored 44 seconds into overtime, and the Montreal Canadiens beat Columbus 4-3. A power play goal in overtime by Lucas Raymond gave the Detroit Red Wings a 2-1 win over Calgary. Brian Rust had 2 goals and a helper as Pittsburgh handed the Vancouver Canucks a 5-4 loss. Florida cruised to a 5-1 victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs, snapping Toronto's 4-game winning streak. And David Riddick made just 13 saves to earn his 100th career victory as the LA Kings beat the league-leading Winnipeg Jets 4-1. The Toronto Raptors finally got a win on the road after heading into New Orleans 0-10 on the road last night. The Raptors defeated the Pelicans 119-93. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.